Could breathing an invisible cleaning solvent raise your risk for Parkinson's disease, even if you've never stepped foot in a factory?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're looking at trichloroethylene, TCE, a dry cleaning and degreasing chemical that lingers in air, soil, and groundwater for decades. I'll walk you through new evidence linking everyday exposure to higher Parkinson's risk and what you can do to lower your exposure and support cellular health.
I'm Alara Sky. This episode focuses on two core findings: population data tying higher community TCE levels to more Parkinson's diagnoses, and lab research showing how TCE harms dopamine-producing neurons by disrupting mitochondrial energy production and driving toxic protein buildup. We'll keep the discussion practical and centered on steps you can take now.
A national analysis of more than 1.3 million older Americans found that people living in areas with the highest TCE concentrations had about a 10% greater risk of Parkinson's disease than those in the lowest exposure regions. The association held after accounting for age, sex, and regional factors, which points to a persistent environmental influence rather than chance.
That pattern showed up on the map, too. Researchers saw clusters of Parkinson's cases around known TCE-emitting facilities, including parts of Oregon, Indiana, and the Midwest. Risk fell with distance from those emission sites. Communities remained exposed long after industrial activity stopped because TCE persists in groundwater and soil and can migrate into indoor air.
Early neurological warning signs were more common in higher exposure regions, things like balance problems, falls, and mild cognitive decline. Those clues often appear years before diagnosis. If you notice them, especially alongside known environmental exposure, it's a prompt to reduce contact points and support your cellular repair systems without delay.
The lab evidence explains the mechanism. In aged animal models, just 6 weeks of daily TCE exposure caused significant loss of neurons in the substantia nigra, the same region damaged in Parkinson's disease. Older brains were especially vulnerable, which tracks with decades of environmental accumulation and age-related declines in mitochondrial resilience.
Inside those neurons, TCE derailed mitochondria, your cell's power generators, triggering oxidative stress and inflammation. The solvent also promoted the buildup of misfolded, sticky proteins that interfere with normal brain signaling. Together, that energy failure and toxic accumulation mirror changes seen in Parkinson's patients and help explain the population-level signal.
Because TCE can cross the blood-brain barrier and volatilize from contaminated ground into indoor spaces, exposure doesn't require handling chemicals directly. You can inhale it at home if vapors seep through foundation cracks, or ingest it through municipal or well water if filtration isn't capturing solvents. That's why small, repeated exposures matter.
Start with situational awareness. If you live or work near an old dry cleaning shop, a military installation, or manufacturing site, request recent water test results and a full contaminant report from your provider. Ask whether any vapor intrusion sites have been identified in your area. Knowing your baseline risk helps you prioritize the next steps.
Clean your water before it reaches your body. Choose a high-quality filtration setup for drinking and bathing to reduce solvents, metals, and pesticide residues. Each reduction eases the burden on your brain, liver, and kidneys, and helps protect mitochondrial energy production that keeps neurons functioning over the long term.
Keep fumes from entering your living space. Improve ventilation with exhaust fans or air exchange systems, and seal gaps in concrete or around plumbing that allow gases to travel upward. Where appropriate, a vapor barrier adds protection. Even straightforward moves, running an air purifier and circulating fresh air, can lower indoor levels.
Avoid direct chemical exposures when possible. Choose organic produce where you can to limit pesticide residues, skip lawn and garden chemicals, and switch from conventional dry cleaning to water-based or carbon dioxide cleaning methods. Reducing these inputs lightens your total toxic load and gives cells more bandwidth for repair.
Build brain resilience day to day. Get regular sunlight exposure to support vitamin D, which regulates brain protective genes and tempers inflammation. Prioritize restorative sleep and consistent movement to enhance oxygen delivery and toxin clearance. Fundamental supports for neuronal health that compound over time.
Align food choices with cellular energy needs. Favor whole, unprocessed foods and avoid ultra-processed items, including seed oils. If you're rebuilding tolerance, fuel mitochondria with healthy carbohydrates, about 250 grams daily, beginning with fruit and white rice while your gut heals. Add fiber-rich options like root vegetables and legumes gradually, and only if they're well tolerated.
Remember that TCE is only one example of how environmental toxins can quietly erode neurological health across decades. The broader lesson is that small, persistent exposures add up, and older adults, whose cellular repair systems may be less robust, are especially at risk. Awareness plus consistent daily habits can shift that trajectory.
If early symptoms like subtle balance changes or increasing forgetfulness show up, consider them signals rather than inevitabilities. Reducing exposure points, focusing on clean water and air, and supporting mitochondrial function through sleep, movement, sunlight, and unprocessed foods are practical steps you can take without delay.
Here's today's challenge. Within the next 48 hours, request your local water quality report. Identify any nearby historical dry cleaning or industrial sites and choose one concrete action: improving ventilation, sealing a visible foundation crack, upgrading a water filter, or replacing conventional dry cleaning with a safer method. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.